Yeah. What is good, everyone? Just making sure all the stuff is set up correctly. Want to make sure, actually. Um, it should be good to go. Should be. I'm just trying to make sure. Yeah, this should be good. Okay. Let me check the stream. It says excellent connection. Pretty great there. And yeah, we should be good to go. Hopefully there's no internet trouble. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's going. Now it's going. All right, nice. Nice. So yeah, let me do my intro spiel as I always do. Obviously, Jojolands is back. Of course, another banger. More likely than not. I luckily know nothing about this chapter at all. Like, absolutely nothing. So I'm really excited to see what's gonna come. Because yeah, I know nothing. We're entering a new arc, from what I assume, because the last chapter was a lot of backstory with Jodio and Dragona, and Meryl May was kind of alluding to the ideas of, oh, well, we got a new plan going with the sort of land development called Howler. It's like a private company that owns a lot of land in Hawaii, and that could lead to like some major antagonistic stuff in the story. I don't remember the exact wording of this chapter, but it said something land was in the title. Let me just check before, just to be 100% certain. The Hawaii State Land Registry. So yeah, this could easily lead into that arc. And this could be the beginning of the new section of the story, which is really cool. We're out of the prologue. We seemingly have our main cast of 4 on this cover here. You would think that he would put Charming Man in the cover as well, since he's sort of trying to integrate him to the squad, but he's not really doing that. Maybe that's intentional, maybe not. He was on the last chapter cover, so it's weird that he's not here, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. As always, if you guys enjoy this stuff, please consider liking the stream, sub to the channel, whatever you think, whatever you think. So yeah, super excited, and I'm about to start. Like I said, I know absolutely nothing, so I'm excited. I'm excited. I feel like there's a lot of potential for this next chapter. So let's continue. Actually, well, not continue. Start, obviously. Let me just check something right now. Actually, since this, I completely forgot about this being a thing for this month. I might as well do this right now. And we actually do have quite a bit of people in here, which I greatly appreciate. Let me... Oh, come on. Oh, good thing I stopped that. Alright, no echoing. For some reason, you have to go onto the link of the stream to do this, but I'm going to do... Since, I feel like a lot of the JoJo fans, they're more... what's it called? They're like, yeah, they'll watch a lot of the channel. So, I'm going to do the gifted members, since I forgot to do that earlier this month. So, here you go. Shoutouts to these 5 lucky individuals who get to be members right now. Boom. And there's a notification. So shoutouts to Nasty Ninja 808, Brandon King, Sway Shocks, God D Sure Hige 503, and Zombie Nixie for being selected as members of the channel. So shoutouts to them. Hopefully, they see the vision. They see the vision. And we got the Bon Clay notification as well. I'm trying to make sure each of the notifications get, what's it called? Get some more flair to them. I need to change the sound effects for the member ones, but for the donation ones, I know I changed the what's it called? Change the sound effects. So I am excited to see what comes next. Now let's continue. Oh, again, not continue. Let's start the chapter. Let's go. Jojolands, chapter 14. What's it called? Jojolands, chapter 14. The Hawaii State Land Registry. It's about to be that time. So let's go. All right. Okay, and here's the end. Okay, so I literally said, what why isn't Charming Man on the cover for this? And then I flip it, and then he is on the cover. So I guess I stand corrected. Maybe Araki just didn't have room to put him on the cover for the volume of Ultra Jump, but he's on the cover for the chapter. And I guess I could kind of see it. There's a lot of stuff that would be blocking. The text would be blocking it. Maybe that's why. So yeah. What's it called? All right. So we have the actual chapter, and it says steal the rights. So yeah, this is very much alluding to what was said last chapter. That's their motivation. That's their plan. And now we'll see what happens. All right. They're chilling in a car. Zero conversation. Literally just says that straight up. So let's see what's going on here. My guy, Charming Man, he's hydrate or dihydrate right now. Usagi's, I think, on their phone. I can't fully tell what's going on in the back. He's looking at something. He's eating a burger. I can tell he's eating a burger. Maybe he's holding something in his other hand, but he has the burger in one, and I assume it's a phone in the other. We got Dragona doing makeup. We have Paco looking at a map while in the driver's seat, so he could be driving while looking at a map. And Jody is looking at what I assume is a phone case, but it could be a game because he's like holding it like this, but it could be a game he plays on his phone. Not entirely sure. Okay, so we got a different shot of Dragona, Usagi, and Charming Man. He's crushing that water. He's a hydrate or dihydrate guy, like I said. Usagi, it wasn't a phone. It was a drink, which I really can't tell from this first page at all. I could not tell that was a drink. And so, okay. So it's not a map to like drive somewhere. It's a layout of a building, seemingly, because there's a bunch of like door markings on a floor plan. It's a floor plan, and there's a bunch of door like markings that I could tell immediately. I remember I had to do some building development stuff when I was in college, and that specifically is like very explicitly what it is. That old bag's totally crazy, ain't she? At 10 in the morning. Okay. Time to get started. Let's go. So we're in. And so they're getting into this. Oh, they're probably going to try and steal some stuff out of the registry. That would make sense. It's a heist themed thing, so it makes sense. Hopping out the minivan, looking around for any suspicious individuals. And now they're moving. They're going in. So yeah, okay, so Paco and Jodio are staying in the van. They're probably the backup. While Charming Man, Dragona, and Usagi, they go in. There is literally... He said the thing... If there's literally... Okay, I don't want to be that guy. But if Araki said at the start, zero conversation. If there's like no talking this whole chapter, that would be crazy. But I could see it. Araki is known to do some wild things. So I could see that being the case. They're looking at the ceiling for cameras, no doubt. No doubt they're looking for cameras. And then they enter this really open looking room with a sort of... It's like a big cube, but there's something like on a lower floor. Maybe it's like they're on an upper floor and it goes down. I could see that. Okay, so Usagi is walking in, seemingly still eating his food. Oh, he is still eating his food, yeah. And what's it called? He's like eating like ramen, like kind of like the cup noodle ramen, and he trips, spills it all. He's holding like a water bottle. And Charman, he's not messing with that. He's like, come on. We got some lady on like I don't know if she's supposed to be like someone at like a front desk or just someone who's here, because she could just be there in general, because it looks like there's multiple computers on both sides. So could sort of be like a public access building. Yeah, I think it could be a public access building, but you wouldn't think that for a land registry. So I don't know. I'm kind of sus of like why is she there? They then are getting interrogated by some security guards. I could just say that off rip. Now let me cut back to this panel. You brought food with you? Sorry, I just tripped. It's no big deal, right? And then there's the security guards all looking at them like, what's going on? And now we get a cutaway, presumably to a flashback. So the first place I need you to go to is the State Land Registry. The ones going will be Dragona, Usagi, and Charming Man. Then, Paco and Jodio will be keeping watch in a car outside and providing logistical support. Okay. And next, I'll explain about the land. Okay, so we're just getting it all later, because we see how things could be going south, so we need to see the build-up. Interesting. So, you know about plots of land and how they belong to people, right? Hawaiian real estate has deeds like this, documents designating who owns plots of land. I am the owner of the land of this boutique, Iko, so I have this deed. Wow. But a deed itself is not proof of one's rights to a property. It's nothing more than a proof of transfer, saying it's okay for you to own that land. But if, for example, someone stole this deed, I'm showing you, or it were accidentally destroyed or lost, or someone lit a match and burned it, that wouldn't be a very big deal. That's the type of document these are. That's because these deeds have original copies. Data stored in land state registry, kept in storage where it'll be safe and sound. Buying and selling land is nothing more than getting permission to transfer those land records from person A to person B. Are you following me so far? Do you get the concept? And then none of them have a clue of what's going on, which is adorable. It just is absent-minded. They're doing you got the whole squad laughing face. That is so obviously going to be a meme going forward. I can just tell immediately. You get it, right? You're all with me? And no, they aren't. And that's where we introduce this $20 bill. Try just touching it. Pull it back and look at this bill from a high-level perspective. It's just a thin piece of paper with ink on it, nothing more. But it's a convention of human society that through the exchange of these mere pieces of paper, that something is transferred from person A to person B. That is the monetary system. The lava rock is reacting to that. Oh, so she's trying to get it in a way where the deed itself, since that is technically a monetary thing, because if you own the land, you can make money off of the land, would work for it possibly, which is really interesting. I like this a lot because it makes it seem as though it's about what matters to specific people and how they view it versus how important it is, which is really interesting, because if a $20 bill is just as seemingly valuable then as Rohan's diamond, why wouldn't that be the deed? So that's interesting. In the same vein, land was originally the ground of the gods. It belonged to the earth. It didn't belong to anyone. But ownership is a type of promise that humans created on their own. If you all are going to be going to that registry, but you won't be stealing anything this time. Get close to the original copy of the deed and touch the lava rock to it. So then, what do you think will happen to that land? And all of them are like, whoa. Then the land will come back to us. Okay. We got a logo. We got a logo for this corporation. Double page spread. Howler Corp. It could be corporation or company. I'm going to say corporation. Howler Corporation is an infrastructure development company and mainly owns land relating to water sources. Not just that off-limits land in Hualalai, but they also own the land here in Oahu as well as Maui and Kauai. All of it. We're going to make all of Howler's land ours. Understand? No half measures. We're not leaving them anything. This is a system inextricably linked with human society, you see. We're taking everything they've got. Okay, so she just has a plan way further than what the original thing was, which is really interesting. And I like this because it kind of relates to Jojo's whole goal in the story about making the mechanism and making his own. Because it's like, if you own enough land, right? Like, let's think about this logistically. If you own enough land, you could make a country or a state or whatever, a city, blah, blah, blah. You could make that. And if you make something, you make like this place, you know, in general. If you make that, you can make the rules of that place, how that place works. So that's interesting. Is that where this is going to lead, maybe? I don't know. We're taking every last grain of sand. The total value is $50 billion. So it does come back to money, though, which is interesting. It connects how money is a man-made societal thing to the deed being a man-made societal thing in a really good way, but it also connects to JoJo's goal, like I said, with the monetary aspect. Because for him, it's all about making money so he can make enough to do more and provide for others. That's really interesting. Really interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let me see real quick. I'm not talking about the land data. This is purely about getting close to the original paper copy. By the way, just for caution's sake, no one fully understands this lava rock's powers. This is unpredictable. So even though you're not stealing anything, you need to be absolutely certain that you don't leave behind any evidence that you went to the registry. Be careful. Don't leave any recordings of you on security cameras, nor any fingerprints or DNA. And now we cut back to the present time, and you don't want to do anything that will cause any witnesses to remember you either, okay? And then Usagi, we cut to him panicking while dropping some food on the floor. I was going to throw that away in that trash can over there. Don't worry, I'll clean this floor up so it's spick and span. I'm sorry. And so the guards start walking away, looking all like, They look very annoyed by him, which makes sense, obviously. Jeez, I can't believe you. What? I told you I tripped. Those guys didn't give a shit. And besides, there isn't a thing on this earth as unreliable as human eyewitness reports. You think they'll forget about a guy who spilled a cup ramen in a public place? Yeah. Anyhow, instead of focusing on a dumb little mishap like that, Pink John, what's the plan for getting close to the deed they got stored here? You think there's some kind of archive room? Did you bring a floor plan of the building? There's a whole lot of doors. How are we going to sneak in to get the... Oh, it was a receptionist desk. It even says it on the side right there. I was wondering, is that what that is? How are we going to sneak in to get the lava rock close to the original? So Dragona's pulling something out here, and it's a license plate for Charming Man. Okay. It's an ID. I've got lots of them. Okay, so it should work. Oh. Okay, so he changed his face to look more like the... That's really interesting. I love this ability. It reminds me a lot of Cream Starter in a way, which is so cool. I loved the way Araki used that ability in Part 7. Usagi, this is a state registry, Anybody who wants to can browse the land's deeds. So we're just going to go through the regular process and get permission to look at them. That cute young lady gets the deed originals from back there and brings them to us. So none of this is a crime. But we need to make sure not to leave any trace of us behind. I altered Charming Man's ID, so he's using a fake identity. Your job is to replace the security cameras with fake videos, Usagi. Use the Matakudasai to change the videos of us into videos of other people. Oh, I getcha. I like how fast-paced this is. Like, I feel like we're just like, yeah, do that now. And the way the chapter just started and we're immediately in, I like that. So now, we've got to touch the lava rock to the original copy. So that means, what's going to happen then? How is the land going to come to us? The security in this registry is super strict. Is the actual original paper copy going to come back to Lava Rock? Well, what could I say right now is that, what I can say right now is that it'll definitely come to Lava Rock. I don't know what form it'll be, but that land will come. Step right over to PC number 8. I was asking to browse paper records. Okay. You only have permission to view digital data. Huh? Look, that boy behind me, see him? He's a student. A kid's got to study history, right? The land ownership records all only existed in paper form from 1980 and earlier. I'm really particular about it being the paper records. I want him to see the genuine historical articles. I heard we should be able to get permission for that here. I love how Usagi's doing a very purposefully dumb face, like, dude, kind of face. That's crazy. And this lady looks annoyed, probably asking some guy. Oh, never mind, no. I know why. She's probably talking to someone that we cut away from there, because now we see a bunch of books, so. Charming Man's face is so absurdly chiseled. It's so funny. So funny. Okay, so they're actually seeing it right now. These are all of the original land deeds that you requested to view. In order, they're for land on Kauai, followed by Oahu, Maui, and the island of Hawaii. There are 48 documents in total. Okay. These are the records for the northern slope of Hualalai on the island of Hawaii. I like how Charman's face is kind of changing. Like, he looks very different here in this page, this double page, in comparison to here when he hears that, like, name. I like that. These papers, there's 48 of them. These are all ours. I'll handle them. And these are all ours was not said out loud. It was a thought bubble. I'll handle them. Please don't touch any of them yourself as you browse them. Huh? And so she starts putting on some gloves. She's wearing gloves. Hey, this is pretty perfect for us. If she's the one moving the papers around, then we won't leave any fingerprints or DNA on them. Okay. Just pretend to look at them. You're the student. Okay. So, the whole spiel they're going on here is, or the scheme or whatever, is that Usagi's like hyper-focusing. He's like doing, just faking reading it as much as possible. I wish that the English was more legible. I'm curious what he actually wrote in this, if it's just some copy-pasted thing or whatever. And so Dragona, in the meantime, is placing a little thing with the rock on each one and doing like a little hum or something or whatever. And Charman's face, I feel like his face is changing. Like, I don't know. I am curious if that's the intent, because like I think his face changed the second he heard the name, but it could just be me overthinking it or whatever. That's interesting. Okay, keep on going. I want to see all 48 of them. I can see them, man, so keep it moving. You can pick up the pace. Thanks. Okay. Hold up. The lava rock, it's vibrating? What the f... is going on? Okay, so it's immediately... they're all starting to move around. Yeah, they're starting to move around, and they're all shook. But the lady's just confused. Yes, we did it. The lava rock moved back there. It sort of vibrated, reacted. I touched it all to all the original copies, all $50 billion worth, including Hulalai, right? Yep, it'll definitely be coming to us. Hey, no need for us to run, right? Like, we haven't done anything criminal. Nothing beyond a little faking our identities. And the fake cameras. Like hell, we're gonna get caught for something we did specifically to keep us from getting caught. My stomach's feeling upset, so let's just walk. Might be because of that cup of ramen. Or the hamburger I ate in the car before. I called Paco and Jodio, and they're bringing the car over. Oh, he looks nasty. He looks so nasty. What the ew. Hold on. In case there's anything gross. We don't have to worry about that. Ugh, hey, quit running. I'm out of breath. He's like heaving. He's heaving on the side of the thing right here. Oh, he's... ugh. Oh my god. What the ew. Yeah, this is nasty. Usagi? Something's coming out. It won't stop. What the ugh. Huh? I can't help breathe. What's wrong, Usagi? What the hell? Yeah, that's how I feel, bro. What the this is so disgusting. A doctor. Call a doctor. I can't breathe. A doctor? What, Usagi, what's happening to you? It's not because of food. The liquid he's throwing up is cloudy. What does that... what do you mean cloudy liquid, bro? I can't breathe. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god. This is nuts. What's going on with his skin? This is an illness. Does Usagi have some kind of chronic illness? Huh? Chronic illness? How long's he been like this? Did Usagi always have a chronic illness? Or is this maybe some kind of drug poisoning? Drug poisoning? I don't know. I've only known Usagi for a few days now. I have no idea about any of that. Should call an ambulance. No, don't. Put that away. Those are just possibilities. Don't call an ambulance. The report will let them know we were here. Are you kidding me? It's not a chronic illness, then. The way this happened after we touched the lava rock to the original paper copies. Is this an attack? His breathing stopped. He's not breathing at all now. What? What? Okay. So he's just on the ground, vomit, holding them. I feel like... okay, weird feeling, but I feel like I've seen... oh yeah, I can turn this away now. Because no more vomit. This picture of Paco and Jodio driving is really familiar to me. I don't know why. I just feel like I've seen this exact panel. Over there. They successfully got access to all the original copies, it looks like. They sure seem to be taking it easy. Oh my god. That was crazy. That was wild. I really enjoyed that. Well, I didn't enjoy looking at it. That was actually nasty. I'm going to put it back up for now. But I have an interesting thought brewing in my brain right now. I have an interesting thought. I really like this showcasing of the rock. Well, it looks like a rock going up his neck. Makes me think this is an example of like, oh, if you go too far with this, then you're gonna get something bad is gonna happen to you. That's the first thing I'm thinking, like, immediately. If this is some sort of, like, let's just throw it out there. It's like some sort of magic MacGuffin rock, right? And the $20, $20, that's not too crazy in the end of the day. It's $20. But $50 billion is a lot more than $20. And I feel like it's got to have some sort of, Iraqis use this word all the time. Something's got to happen if you got to get there, It's more than just, oh, yeah, sure, you just get it. Because in real life, you're not going to get $50 billion like it's like nothing. That will never happen. That will never happen. Maybe, like, here's a speculative thought, all right? Maybe the way they get this money, maybe the way they get this $50 billion is not because of the land itself. Maybe it's because, oh, look, this kid now has this disease that we've never seen before. Maybe they sell his, hope it doesn't happen. But, like, here's just speculation. If he's not breathing and he's vomiting and he's got this new disease no one's seen before, he could die right now. He genuinely could die. And then what if, oh, look, scientists have seen this body with a disease they've never seen before. Cool, we're going to take your body. They probably sell it to the government for some reason. Sell it to some pharmaceutical company, some sort of, that could easily be a way they get a lot of money. Research for whatever this disease is. And maybe this disease is even caused by the rock, because I think it looks very like a rock, like it's pretty on the nose. So that's really interesting. Really, really interesting. This is a very, very cool development I did not expect, which is great. I am a huge fan of this. Huge fan. Like, when I saw them enter the building, I assumed they would be there for a bit. That is a classic Ark setup. They're like, oh, we're in this building. We got to get the thing. Oh, no, we can't get the thing. But this is a really interesting twist, because they're out already. They got what they wanted, but that's what I'm thinking. If they got what they wanted, there has to be something they have to pay for, They can't get it that easy, of course. And I feel as though everyone in the building was normal. I think the rock did something. Because, like Dragona even just said, the lava rock moved back there. It sort of vibrated. Like, why? Why did it vibrate? It's really as simple as that. Why did it do that? We'll probably figure it out. Because it's never done that before. And that's what I'm thinking. They went too far with it, So this is really interesting. Really, really interesting. All right, now I'm going to start reading the chat. Apologize for not reading it, but why is Matakudasai so weird now compared to its original design? Also, I want to point out the stand transforms despite no one making a wish. I wonder if it remembers previous transformations. That's interesting. That's a really interesting idea. What if it does remember previous transformations? I like that. I like that. I like that. If that's because if you think about it, do most people truly find broken items as priceless or valuable in that case? We're talking about the broken. I'm curious what you mean by that. Maybe I said something in the moment that made it make more sense, but I'm curious what you think of that. We had better not be doing the rock disease again. First, Paco was hinted as Rock Human, then Charming Man. Now something similar to the rock disease. So do you think it's not a stand attack, but it said the rock doubles as not only attracting wealth, but potentially punishing those in order to receive what's valuable? Yeah. That I think is true. I don't think this is like the rock disease by any means. I think that's a completely different thing. This is just, it's kind of funny. It's not a rock disease, but it is a disease that's caused by a rock, which is really interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be some kind of exchange of something. It reminds me a lot, actually, of when the doctor guy, Dr. Wu, would transfer some of Mitsuba's, you know, really important stuff during her surgeries without her knowing. It reminds me of that, but like, obviously in the surgery, she didn't know. She didn't know, but she was like, "Oh, I have to look prettier. I have to look nice. To live up to this life." She obviously didn't need to, but that was her mentality. And then, because all the stuff that was happening to her was like, she didn't care. Oh no, my legs have started being weird. Oh, my scalp is weird. Oh, my nose is weird. But she could just fix that because she's rich. You know, she doesn't care. But then when it was like, oh, my baby is going to die because of her constantly thinking, oh, I can fix that. I can fix that. It's no problem. And then the baby's at risk. It's like, you can't replace that. You can't do that. I think that could be something that's going on right here. I really do think this is something that could be happening here. It's like they're going too far and they don't realize what they're doing. You know? I don't know. I find this really interesting. This is a development I never expected. So I'm actually very excited to talk to people about this chapter. I think there's a lot of potential here. A lot. Maybe the rock kind of works where it gives people what they need, but not being too greedy. Like person's karma. That could be cool. The rock understanding what's universally valuable. In that case, if I rip up $1, would it undo? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it would. Like, let's say that you have... I don't know. Let me think. The way I was kind of wording it is like, it's not just what's valuable to humans as a whole, but maybe it's what's valuable to just you as a whole. What if it's more subjective and personal versus like money? Oh, it's money. You know, it obviously matters because money is something that matters to not just people, but it matters to the person who is doing it. You know? A lot of these guys don't think that the deed matters. They think that the money matters. The money that came with the deed is what matters to them. So maybe it's like they need to understand it in order for it to work without it, you know, doing something crazy bad. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like the reason that they had that panel earlier and that whole kind of explanation, like, do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe that's the reason they had that. Because if they didn't understand it, it wouldn't work in the first place. Yeah, I really think that's the case. Because, for example, like, I feel like a diamond is something a lot more obviously, like, oh, money, a diamond, that's money. Because, like, you see rich people wearing diamonds all the time. Diamonds are like a gem, and gems are seen as valuable, you know? That's something a lot of people just immediately think, oh, money, right? But it kind of takes you, you kind of have to realize that, oh, this land is worth something, which obviously a lot of people didn't realize for such a long time. So that's so interesting, really interesting. So I'm wondering if it has to do with that sort of lack of personal understanding. I wonder if the stand attacked Usagi. So I don't think it's a stand, but triggered because he read the document. It's possible, like how it's like Black Sabbath, except in this case to prevent information. But see, I don't fully understand where you're coming from with that, because I feel as though first, this is a public access thing that was public access for many, many years beforehand, obviously. It was a thing for many years. So I don't really see that. I feel like that's kind of a reach. I think maybe the woman or the coworker she spoke with saw their abilities, and that's why she wore the gloves. Again, I don't really know. I feel like everything that happened in there was normal. And that's the reason that... I don't know. I feel like everything that happened in there was normal and went off pretty normally. You know? So I feel like The Rock has to be the reason this is happening. Because the whole MacGuffin, right? Not the MacGuffin. Like, The Rock is the MacGuffin, obviously. But the thing that's different from this time and the other times The Rock was used is that The Rock did this crazy vibration thing and all the deeds and stuff were shaking around. Things were going crazy. What's going on? Was kind of like one of the ideas I had. It's like, huh? Why is it going like immediately? And, you know, then all of them leave and then this happens. I feel as though, like, I don't know, constantly suspecting everything has to be a stand isn't going to get us anywhere, because we've had places like in Steel Ball Run, we've had places like in Jojolands, which is obviously, this is the final of that trilogy, and I feel as though they have to have something, well, not they have to, they could easily just have a location that is weird, you know, like Shakedown Road, Sugar Mountain. You know, there's just, things are strange here. Things are just strange. And that didn't have anything to do with a stand user at all. It was just, oh, that's weird. For various reasons. Various reasons. It could have been the corpse parts. It could have just been whatever was going on a Shakedown Road. Whatever. Whatever it is. And that's what makes the world feel so interesting, because it's not just stands. There's other weird things that happen in the series. So I'm leaning towards the idea that oh, I could turn this off. I'm leaning towards the idea that this is The Rock itself, because The Rock vibrates, something bad happens. Maybe it's sort of a yin and yang thing. It's like, oh yeah, it'll give you good stuff, but it could also give you bad stuff. So you can't just rely on it 100%, because you have to put hard work in to get what you want in life. Because if you just constantly rely on the same thing, you're not going to get anything, at least in my opinion. You know, it's never that easy. It's never that easy. You have to put the work in to get there. And that's what I think is the intent with this stuff happening with The Rock right now. Like, why is it vibrating like that? Why is it going crazy? Why would a Rocky put so much focus on this panel of it vibrating if it wasn't going to lead to anything? I don't know. And this is the impetus of the arc, you know? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. But yeah, no, this is an amazing way to kickstart the arc. Because like I said, I thought they would just be in here for so long. This is a very interesting change. Maybe the lava tube's grabbed by Mauka because someone wanted something, and as a result sacrificed a person to obtain it. Yeah, that's a great example. They needed to use something to gain. You get rid of something to gain something. It's a sort of, you know, there's a lot of like, I think the word is like synchronicity, where it's like, oh look, something bad happens and at the same time something good happens, like something like that. This is only for laughs, but imagine once the rocks clear off Usagi's skin, it reveals a star. Bro, don't do that, man. Don't do it, because it is right there, like around the shoulder. Nah. But yeah, no, that was a very enjoyable chapter. Very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. Lot to talk about. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this next chapter. So that was great. That was genuinely really great. And with that, I'm probably gonna end the stream, because you know we got a busy next couple of days. One Piece and the new One Piece episode is gonna be, you know, coming relatively soon. So I'm excited. Super excited. But yeah, that is going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the chapter. I think this is a banger. I think this arc is starting with a banger, no doubt, no doubt. Since Howler owns the land, perhaps the Rock is remembering land it came from. Maybe that's an interesting thought. That's a really interesting thought because maybe it has to do with ownership and land ownership. That's interesting. I like that idea. Maybe it's like a subliminal thing. If it's going against that, it's too much. That's interesting. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to end it there. We got more streams this week, so I want to make sure I'm good to go on that and get some stuff done in the meantime as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I thought it was a banger chapter, like I said. Very excited for the next one. This is a crazy start. If Usagi dies, that'd be crazy. That'd be actually crazy. I doubt it, but that would be crazy. And yeah, that's going to be it.